Hello. Today we're going to talk about BAQs and how they prepare, protect, and prevent. Your first question is probably, what are BAQs? Well, before we get into that, let's first talk about the elephant in the room, or in any room, especially full of women. Well, women from 10 and up. Does it make you feel embarrassed when you say OBGYN? Well, women's exams, vaginas, breasts. Why? Why is that embarrassing? A quote from Maya Angelou said, "I am interested in women's health because I am a woman. I would be a darn fool not to be by my own side." And that takes us into us boss-ass queens, which is what BAQ stands for. They're strong, confident women, leaders who prioritize their physical and mental health and well-being to achieve success. And sometimes those success have to come with steps, which are prepare, protect, and prevent. So I am Amanda De La Rosa, and I am a BAQ, and I know the importance of taking care of my body. The CDC, breastcancer.org, and the American College of Obstetricians and Gynecologists, and many more are my references today for all of the data and all of the statistics provided. So today we're going to go ahead and reveal how does one become a BAQ? How does one become empowered to discuss topics like women's health, vaginas, taking annual women's exams? How does one become so confident to be established and deemed a BAQ? Prepare, protect, and prevent by prioritizing your health. That is the number one step. You have to prepare, you must protect, and you must prevent by prioritizing everything that will make you a BAQ, and your health is one of them. If it's diet, exercise, if it's eating correctly, going to your annual women's exam, all of those things prioritize your health. So according to the CDC, since the pandemic, a decrease in breast and cervical cancer detection has declined by 87% for breast and 84% for cervical cancer. Early detections are in line with the preventative measures we need to take. So there are tests out there that test for breast and cervical cancer, which is actually very fundamental when you go into a well woman's exam. So since the Affordable Care Act, the reach of the CDC's National Breast and Cervical Cancer Early Detection Program has provided more than 15.6 million cancer screening examinations. The early detection program can help women overcome barriers to health equity by educating them and the importance of routine screening. So prevent. 13% of U.S. women will develop breast cancer, and 7.7% will develop cervical cancers. And that has a very big emotional toll, and it's definitely not a feeling that anybody wants to have, especially as a BAQ. You're left thinking, will the cancer come back? Will I be able to go back to work? Will I be able to take care of my family? Will I be able to pay my medical bills? Imagine if you didn't know at all if you had breast cancer and cervical cancer, and you didn't make any preparations for afterwards if something were to happen, or if you were needing to pay for, treatments. So ladies with sisters and mothers and grandmothers or any females close to you would not want to encourage them to utilize these early detection programs for the sake of their health. Would you tell them, with these percentages in mind, I really would feel comfortable if you were to utilize those annual women's exams and get tested? I think so. I would. If yes, then will you also encourage yourself to take those preventative steps? So if you want your family, or your mom or your dad, your mom or your sister to take their health into account, you need to do the same as well. And here are the symptoms for what it looks like if you were to have breast cancer and cervical cancer. For breast cancer, it's pretty spot on. Lumps in the breast, just swelling on a portion of the breast, irritation, dimpling of the breast skin, pain in the nipple area, bloody discharge from the nipple. And then for cervical cancer, it's blood clots or light bleeding between or following periods, increased vaginal discharge, pain during sexual intercourse, and bleeding after menopause. All of this information is vital for you all to understand and to know for detections or self-detections on a potential breast cancer or cervical cancer. You are the person that knows your body the best. If something feels off, then it probably means something is off. So this is information that you want to provide to your OBGYN when you take your well woman's exam, and let them know these are your concerns, or these are this is what you are experiencing. So what causes breast cancer and causes of cervical cancer? Breast cancer has a lot. There's nothing really definitive, not like a checklist or anything where you check it and then all of a sudden you have breast cancer, or you check this and you have cervical cancer. There's a lot of things that can contribute to you being more susceptible to develop breast cancer. Age, dense breasts, reproductive history, radiation therapy, genetics, family history of breast cancer. For cervical cancer, it's from HPV, human papilloma virus, and that is an infection. And these are all conditions that are tested for during your annual women's exam. Remember, these BAQs, they're not going to let cancer slow them down either. So the best way to handle if you are or you could have breast cancer is to make sure that you are testing and you're testing yourself early. There are different applications out there that pretty much help you track and make sure that you're in line with or check for abnormalities. One is the Flow app. This is an application that I actually personally have on my phone that helps me keep track of my periods and keeps track of how my moods, how I'm feeling, if there's any abnormalities within my body like discharge or bleeding, things that you can relay over to your doctor. And this is a very helpful tool to make sure that you are prepared when you go into your annual women's exam, so you have something to discuss if there is something of a concern within your body. This is besides all of the information that you could jot down in your Flow app, these are other topics that you need to discuss, that you can discuss with your OBGYN: sex, STDs, pregnancy, overall health, mental and physical, contraceptives, and so much more. The importance of each one of these topics is, sex. If from a young woman to an older woman, sex feels different. And if there's something that does not quite feel right, it's probably something that needs to be examined. If you are wanting to have a baby, it's important for your OBGYN to examine you and make sure that you're healthy and that your baby is healthy as well. Preparation gives you knowledge, which gives you power. So knowing what can potentially cause breast cancer, and also knowing, the signs of having breast or cervical cancer, there's so much more information that your OBGYN can provide to you and provide to you during your visit. So if you've never been into a well woman's exam, what it's like is you fill out, of course, your customary healthcare questionnaire, and then they ask you a series of questions when it comes to your mental health. And then and this is all kind of paperwork and stuff, but as soon as you go into a room with a nurse or your OB, they start talking about what's been bothering you, what seems abnormal. It's a discussion, and they want to make sure that you are prepared and that you are looking for signs if there's anything that's abnormal that's happening to your body. And they also let you know what type of tests that they run. During a pap smear, they search for HPV, cervical cancers. If you are sexually active, they're probably going to recommend, if you're not sexually active with just one person, let's check and see for STDs. These are all preventative measures that can really help you in the long run. These discussions and resources and apps not only prepare you for the situations that come up, but they also protect you by giving you the power to make the decisions that's best for your health. As an example, if you are in the midst of wanting to have a baby, going to check with your OBGYN to make sure that your health is in order. If they may see abnormalities within your blood pressure, or they may see something with your uterus, and that's something that can be resolved or provide you different loads of information of where to go to, recommendations on how to make sure that you have a baby if that is your goal. Doctors are here to help you, and so is your OB. And it's so important for women to go to their OB because it is a doctor that is tailored to and understands the anatomy of a woman's body. Another example of how a well woman's exam protects you is the environment it provides you. The environment that they provide you. It's a safe environment. And remember, if I told you that there's a questionnaire at the beginning of your appointment where they ask you how your mental and your physical health well-being is. If you find yourself in a situation where you may be experiencing domestic violence, your OBGYN clinic is a safe haven, is a safe house, and that's something that you can discuss with them, and they can provide recommendations or, information that is a necessity to keep you safe because your health is their number one priority. And a lot of people say, well, I don't know if there's an OBGYN near me. It's kind of weird. I don't know anybody that's really, that could help me here. Well, you can say no more of that. Or it's expensive. Nope. Due to the Affordable Care Act in 2010, well women's exams are covered by insurance. They are currently 22,658 OBGYNs in the U.S. alone, and 85.2% are women. So they are out there, and they are ready to hear, to listen, and to examine and make sure that you are healthy. And for those, the Affordable Care Act does state that all annual well women's exams are free, including the copay. You do not have to pay a copay for women. And if, just in case you do not have insurance, for those that have lower income, the NBCC EPD, which was created by the CDC, offers timely breast and cervical cancer screening, diagnostic, and treatment services, patient navigation services, and helps you overcome barriers and get timely access to quality care. So all in all, to be a BAQ, you have to prepare, protect, and prevent. Be empowered like the boss queens I know you are, and make your health a number one priority, and go get your annual well women's exam. There's nothing embarrassing about having a vagina or talking about breasts or anything like that. They're natural, beautiful things that are happening to our body. Then there's conversation they study, the OBGYNs studied in school to talk and have these discussions and inform you all to ensure that you are living a healthy, quality lifestyle. And so, as I said before, 13% of women will develop breast cancer and 7.7% will develop cervical cancer. Well, women exams are free, covered by the Affordable Care Act. Annual visits consist of pelvic, breast, abdominal, and overall health. And early cancer detection improves quality of life and outcomes. So to conclude, BAQs take care of themselves first, body, mind, and soul. To be a BAQ, we learn that we must exemplify the confidence and pride of being a woman. There are many ways in doing so, but the most important is one's health. By implementing newfound confidence and the steps prepare, protect, and prevent, you are channeling the inner BAQ within yourself. Early detection of conditions like breast cancer, cervical cancer, STDs, etc. are tested during your annual women's exam. Early detection of such conditions can improve the quality of life and patient outcomes. Due to the Affordable Care Act, these annual exams are free, and for those who are not insured can still utilize the CDC's NBCC EPD program. No more excuses. Every lady can and should be a BAQ for themselves. Put your health first, and the success will be around the corner. I end with a quote from Maya Angelou as I started. When women take care of their health, they become their best friend. Maya Angelou. Thank you.